Minister, are you aware of any further job cuts coming in the department? And I guess, preempting your answer, if there were, say, 50 or 100 jobs that have been directed to be taken out of the department, would you be informed of that? Would you expect to be informed of that?
Well, first of all, as I'll refer to my previous answer, which is there isn't a fixed number of people who work in any organisation, including this department. There are movements in staffing numbers based on need, based on budget, based on the work that is occurring in different sections of the department. That's appropriate. Whether there needs to be movements into the future, I'm sure there will be. Based on the needs of providing services to the people of New South Wales, and again, budget considerations. This is not an unusual proposition. If there were to be movement in any section of the department at any kind of scale, I would be informed of that. But these are things that staffing numbers are based on the requirements for the department to provide services to the people of New South Wales.
So then you're not aware of any sort of large scale, let's say 50 plus targeted job cuts over the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, as I've outlined, it's not a fixed number in any department. There are fluctuations.
There is a fixed number of people working there, Minister. So, sorry, carry on. Keep.
There isn't a fixed number of people working in any department. The staffing numbers will fluctuate over time. People can come and go as they choose. There are different arrangements put in place based on, I've given the example of biosecurity issues where we might need additional people involved. There might be other policy changes where numbers might change. Those things will be considered by the department in line with what the requirements are to deliver their remit for the people of New South Wales.
Minister, you would have seen, obviously, in the annual report, you'd be familiar with the fact that redundancy payments have shot up 700%. They've gone from 1 million to 7 million. You'd be aware of the more than doubling of long service leave payments from about 9 million to just shy of 20 million. So you talked about our biosecurity threats, we've got market threats, yet some of our most experienced and dedicated people are leaving the department. I'm not begrudging anyone taking long service leave, particularly after the stresses they've been through over the last couple of years. But are you concerned about who is leaving the department? And more importantly, what are you going to do to replace this knowledge and experience exodus?
Well, there's a number of things to say in relation to that. I don't know the specifics of the long service leave payments that have been made over the course of the last year. I'm sure it is reported. There's a couple of things. Again, there are movements in the department, but we took a particular commitment to the election of reducing senior executives across government. We have a role to play in this department to do that. Where the public service, in our view, has been too top-heavy and we took that to the election. That's a commitment that we made. We formed a government, and so we're getting on with the job of delivering on what we said we would do. So there has been a reduction in the senior executive level in the department. That's in line with what we told the community that we would do. More broadly, in terms of who's taken redundancy or not, I'm not in a position to provide specific answers on that because the details are a matter for the department. But as I've said, there are, of course, fluctuations in staff numbers. There have been changes made based on the role that the department plays in providing services to the people of New South Wales and the staff that need to be allocated to do that. Particularly in relation to that more temporary workforce over the last couple of years, and that's appropriate.
Minister, across the department, you've got people looking for new jobs. So about 40% of people have said they're currently looking for new jobs. I think about the same have said that they're not going to be there in 5 years. So that's 1 in 5. So that's probably statistically one person at the table there and a couple of you got sitting upstairs are not going to be there in the next couple of years. You got people saying they're not proud, more than ever, are not proud to work at the department. They don't want to tell people they work for the DPI. All the results across the People Matter surveys are trending down. Why is this not a major concern for you?
It's a matter for the Secretary. The internal working employment relationships are a matter for the department and they're a matter for the Secretary. I'm happy to have your questions answered. I've tried to provide the right mechanism for that.
Mr. Orr, why is this not a concern for the Minister, these stats? Why is the Minister not concerned about these?
Well, that's a matter for the Minister, Mr. Barrett.
The Minister hasn't even read
Yeah, but
them.
hang on. Can I
The
just
Minister
answer
hasn't
your
even read
question?
them.
You
Can I answer your question?
can answer that
Because
question.
you asked me a
Yes.
question.
Why is the Minister not concerned
Well,
about these?
the Minister can speak for herself, but
that's the
in
question.
terms of
Explain
the issue, so your points in terms of staff leaving the department, like our turnover rate at the moment is the lowest it's ever been, so it's 6%. So you view that and the view which you're putting forward that people are
you're making
leaving the
them more
department,
redundant.
6%. When we advertise a role within the department, 7 out of 10 times it goes to a person from within the department. And in your view about the number of people who are looking to move on, 80% of people are saying, 81% of people are saying that they're going to be here for longer than 2 to 5 years. And that is higher than what it was last time in terms of the PMS results. Now, I can talk to the PMS results if you want and go through the PMS results, keeping in mind that what we've been through, there's been a period of significant change. Our results, as they compare to the public sector, are generally higher than the public sector. There were drops across the public sector, but our results are generally higher than the public sector in just about every measure.
Including fisheries and forestry?
Well, there will be swings and flows and changes across the department. You expect that. And Mr. Sloan is well aware of some of the challenges within his portfolio. And each one of the people sitting at this table has a plan in terms of how they're going to deal with their PMS results. That's the commitment which we have to the staff within the organisation. We had a very high turnout in terms of people filling in the form, 84%, which was the highest ever, which was fantastic to get all that feedback. And our commitment now is to deal with the results and the feedback which we receive from the staff.
Thank you.
Okay.